Hey guys, it's Joe here at Gabriele Fitness. Over the next 3 weeks, Coach Chris and I are going to bring you the top 3 mistakes made in the bench press. Okay, so most high school athletes are obsessed with the bench press. It is a great lift for developing some upper body strength, but we see a lot of things go wrong, especially when people first come in and first start to bench press. This week's tip is going to be how to set your shoulders up properly. All right, guys, Coach Chris here, master bencher, master power lifter. He's going to show you the wrong way, the mistake we see in a lot of high school guys bench press. If you see his elbows, they're kicking out to the side and the front of his shoulder is really rolling forward, okay? That's because he didn't set up properly. If you don't set up properly in the bench press, your shoulders are really going to get torn up. You're going to irritate your rotator cuff. You're going to irritate a lot of tendons and ligaments in the front of your shoulder. And this is that burning sensation you get in the front of your shoulder. You're really irritating your rotator cuff tendon. Okay, it's not a good pec burn you're feeling in the top of your shoulders, in the front of your shoulders. Now he'll show you the proper way to set up. If you see, he arches his back, he grabs the supports of the bench press, he's pinching his shoulder blades down towards his pockets and together. That's going to set a nice stable base. He's going to be more stable when he benches. Now as he comes down, his elbows are at 45 degrees and there's no forward roll in the front of his shoulder, okay? That's going to keep his shoulders safe, and that's also going to provide him a more powerful base to bench press off of, which means more weight on the bar. All right, guys, so now Coach Chris is standing just to give you a better picture, okay? So if you see with his arms fully extended, his shoulder blades are kind of rounded around his rib cage. Now when his arm comes down, his shoulder blades aren't going to be able to move because the bench is there blocking him. His elbows are way behind his body and the front of his shoulder rolls forward, okay? That's going to cause your elbows to kick out to the side and flare out. It's really going to irritate your shoulder. Now I'll show you from the back. With his arms straight, he's going to pinch his shoulder blades down towards his pockets like we said, and down away from his ears and together. Now when his arms are moving and his shoulder blades stay in that position, there's no forward roll in that shoulder. His elbows are only coming down to about even with his back, and that really saves the shoulders, okay? All right, guys, so tip number 1 for a bigger bench, really set those shoulders in. Remember, shoulders down away from the ears, pinch together. You're gonna save your shoulders, number 1. You'll be able to bench for longer, and you're gonna get a more powerful base, so it means more weight on the bar. Check back in next week for tip number 2 on your bench press.